Whose body cracks all the time in the same place? Is it normal? Is it bad? Does it mean anything? So it's a great question. The quick answer is if you crack and you have zero associated pain with it, you're okay. What it does mean is that the mechanics in your body are starting to shift, where your joint where it meets, the tendons that cross it, they're a little off from neutral or normal, where you would smoothly move and you wouldn't hear grinding or popping. We all tend to get like that because we have a favorite side, and then we have things we sit in. We love to rotate this way, lengthen one side, shorten another side, and because we're not symmetrical with this, we start to shift our mechanics. A very simple example of this is, even in PT school, we're sitting there, writing our notes. And they said right then and there, turn your head. Look how much you can turn. Do you hear any popping or crunching? And of course, we all said yes. Then they said, sit up tall. Now look, what do you notice about the motion? And what do you notice about the clicking or popping or the grinding? If you did that just now with me, you should notice that as compared to a little bit of a slouch posture, when you're in the proper mechanics, a good neutral posture, you should have more noticeable motion, not as much cracking or popping, because now your joints are sitting where they should in your neck versus tight neck flexors that pull you forward with tight pecs. And then now you're here in upper cervical extension trying to move all of those joints versus where they should all stack upon each other. So a lot of people will get up and say, ooh, did you hear that in my knee? Or ooh, did you hear that in my ankle? Let's take that a step further. It's a little bit more complicated. For me personally, my right hip does not turn in well. I have trouble sitting into the side. I hit sort of a brick wall because my hip is hindered. Because of that, this bone down here in my tibia, in relation to my femur having trouble with this, tends to kind of turn out. And so I click at my knee here. I don't have pain with it, but is mechanically off. And I know I'm mechanically off starting up here. And because of that, my ankle likes to pronate a little bit more, so my tendon tends to pop here when I walk or I first get up. Again, I have no pain. I'm a PT. I know how to stretch everything out so I don't let it get worse. But what happens is you're mechanically off, you crack and you pop, you have no pain. As the years go on, you'll notice it pops more. Maybe it adds a little grinding. Maybe it hurts sometimes. And then you add a few more years and it finally starts to hurt you. But in your head, you did nothing and your pain started about 2 weeks ago. So think about that. Most often than not, if your pain came out of nowhere from not much at all, more than likely you can remember that you crunched and popped somewhere to begin with. You noticed that one side is a little less flexible and you were just mechanically off until your body couldn't take it anymore, and then it gave you your pain. So take that into consideration. Cracking and popping is normal. You are mechanically off, but did your pain really start when you thought it started? So just food for thought.